Trayce, Dustin.
Trayce, just wanted to ask you about just the experience the other night against Nebraska, and obviously they were just dedicating everything just to defending you, to taking the ball out of your hands. Just how did you feel like you handled that? What do you feel like you learned from games like that? How do you think you're improving in terms of how to deal with teams that just only want to stop you?
Really big emphasis on my teammates stepping up and making big shots, especially in the first half. I think that I handled the double pretty well. I thought they were going to switch up their game plan midway through like the second half, but then they didn't. They just kept denying me the ball. So just props to my teammates for making big plays after big plays, honestly. They made big shots. Rob really came in clutch in the first half. And down the stretch, I thought Al played really well. Race hit a tough three. They all stepped up and did their part, especially when they're trying to deny me from getting the ball the whole game. So,
Kevin?
Yeah, Trayce, I know you talked over the summer a little bit about your perimeter game, trying to draw defenses out a little bit. Do you feel like that's going to come, or is the focus, maybe based on Joey being out, is just to, maintain being productive inside?
Yeah, with Joey being out, that's a big emphasis. I think that I kind of try to handle his load with Race and Jerome and Jordan playing more of the four. Especially with the experience that I have playing with Joey and playing a little bit more five than Race mostly Race. But I think that I've done a pretty good job. Sometimes I have little spurts where I'm on the perimeter and make a move or do something like that nature. But at the same time, I'm just really focused on whatever the coach needs me to do. So right now, coach wants me to play the five, and I need to play the five. I'm going to play the five. So,
Tyler?
Trayce, Trey Galloway is someone that's come in really early and made an impact. What did you know about him coming in to this year, and how would you describe him as a person and a teammate now that you know him better?
Trey's a great teammate. He's an even better person. He always brings energy in the locker room. He's always goofing around off the court. He's really, really good energy guy. And then on the court, he's really explosive. I think people don't really see that much. They don't really look at him and be like, wow, this man's got 38, 40-inch vertical. But he's a really explosive guy. He's really good driving the ball. And he tries to make the right play. He's a really unselfish teammate. So he really brings a lot of value to our team.
Alec?
Hey, Trayce. You guys are about a third of the way through conference play right now. And really, how would you assess your team's play as a whole, and then also your play and kind of what you really need to focus on moving forward?
I think that midway through conference, I think at the end of the kind of like closer to right now, we haven't been playing defense as well, but our offense has been better. We let a few slip away from us, Northwestern, Wisconsin. So those are two games. We could be 5-1 in conference right now. So it's really just about executing down the stretch and finishing these games. So I think we've been playing really well. We've been playing good enough to win games, but Coach said you got to play good just to be in the game, and you got to be great to win them. So that's where we're struggling, is closing them out.
Mike Schumann.
Yeah, Trayce, you're one of the top players in the country when it comes to getting to the free throw line. What do you feel like you're doing well there in terms of drawing contact, and in a game against a team like Purdue, what do you need to continue to do to not let that contact bother you?
Especially with Purdue, I know they're going to they've watched a lot of film on me. Their scouting report, I know they're going to double me from the very jump to the end of the game. So I'm really just picking and choosing my opportunities to attack them. I know they're probably going to double from the other big, so trying to hit the diamond and race or skipping into the opposite corner. But just making the right plays, not turning the ball over, because that's really what got us last year, especially at home. Where they got that lead is because we turned the ball over and gave them pick sixes. So really just picking my points of attack and trying to get them in foul trouble, really. So,
Rick?
Yeah, Trayce, as somebody who grew up in the state, several decades ago, I know the Purdue thing was a really big thing for both fan bases and the players. It's still there for you guys, and the fact that Purdue's beaten Indiana 7 in a row, what does that mean to you?
I really think last year really meant a lot to me and my teammates. But this year, I think it's even more. Coach talked about we got to change the culture. So that's a big emphasis. And I think all of our guys, especially the new guys coming into Trey, Anthony, Christian, all of them, they don't know what it's like to lose to them. So they don't want to continue that tradition at all. And only way to do that is beat them. They've had our numbers the past few years, but that change the culture and change history. So,
Zach?
I guess, Trayce, for you specifically, Coach pointed out you're pretty much at the top of the pile in terms of minutes right now. And I imagine it's probably going to remain that way against a team that plays as big as Purdue does. Just what are maybe the differences a year later for you in terms of how you manage your time, your body, recovery, things like that, just as you maybe go through this grind a second time, but now knowing that obviously you were, I think you led the team in minutes played last year, but now you're really pretty much leading everybody in the conference in minutes played. Just how do you maybe manage just yourself physically now compared to a year ago?
I manage myself. I'm in the training room every day. I think this year, even through 11 games, I'm already more banged up than I was at the end of last year. So it's a grind, but at the same time, I'm trying to do everything in my power for our team to win. And coach needs me in the game, then I got to play as much as I can. But at the same time, I think really my teammates, the coaches really helped me, give me a lot of confidence and boost my energy, especially on the bench. The bench mob really does a lot of things and gets me going. So I think that I've managed them pretty well. But at the same time, I have little lapses where I get tired, but I think I've done a pretty good job.
Last question, Jeff.
Yeah, Trayce, when you look at this game and you look at some of the numbers, you guys are both ranked really highly in defensive efficiency. Is this one of those games where you got to grind it out to win, or is this one of those games where you got to find something offensively to kind of offset it and get going to win?
Honestly, with them, I think it's going to be a grinded out win. Obviously, if we find something on offense that works, I expect us to go to it 100%. But then again, with them, it's going to be so physical. It's going to be war, basically. So it's going to be two teams battling. It's not just a conference game. It's a rivalry game. So we just got to be ready to go and ready to play.
Thanks, man.
All right, Trayce, thank you very much.